Howdy, everybody. So today we're going to have a quick mini lecture on the Spanish flu. So this is an influenza pandemic in 1918, 1919, a little bit in 1920, but mainly 1918 is kind of when it hit the hardest. So it's something we're intimately familiar with, and then you'll see a very similar images as we see today. So the Spanish flu first hit. So this new version of influenza came up, developed. The world was not ready for it. We did not have natural immunities to this strain of flu virus, and it hit us hard. Now, what's we got to understand is this is coming right at the tail end of World War One. So we've had World War One for 4, 5, 6 years at this point. So the last year of the war, the flu kind of comes in, and it's going to add insult to injury. It's going to salt the wound. So we've lost millions of people in the war. It's been this drag out fight of trench warfare, gassing of enemies. It's bad. It's real bad with the war. Then the flu hits and kills somewhere between 30 and 50 million more people worldwide. So you just have one of the bloodiest wars the world has ever seen. And then you get a flu pandemic on top of that. So this is bad. Of our soldiers in Europe, 28,000 will die of the flu alone. So this gets pretty rough for everybody. So as you see, their response, much like our response today to deal with airborne viruses like the flu, is to wear a mask. And we see them basically doing everything like we're doing in our normal lives, but with masks. So this becomes a way of life for a few years. People wore masks for 2, 3 years during the height of this flu pandemic. You even have closures of some public places. So even as the war is raging, people are trying to figure out, what are we going to do? How do we prevent the spread of this plague? Much like today, we have our economy partially shut down, trying to stem the worst of the flow. We're trying to reopen in certain ways. We're trying to do it responsibly, but it's a learning curve. We've got to figure out what we can open, what we can't, the ways we can do it, all this kinds of stuff. So COVID-19 is its own special beast that we're trying to find our way around. But keep in mind, this happened, a century ago, so not that long. So close theaters down, anything where people would be breathing the same air for long periods of times. But not everyone agreed with masks. So just like today, we have people that are anti-mask. In 1918, you had the same thing. People actually got arrested for not wearing their masks. We haven't quite gotten that bad in most places in the United States, but it is a risk because masks not only protect you, but you're wearing it in case you're sick and not symptomatic, you're not spreading it to someone else. So it's more of a community effort rather than a personal one. Now, when we think of COVID-19, that's pretty darn bad. About 1% of everybody who gets it die. So that's hundreds of thousands in the US so far. So that's bad alone. The flu pandemic, the Spanish flu as it was known back then, 30 to 50 million, hundreds of thousands, millions of Americans died of it. This was bad. We talk about now our hospitals are at capacity in some places. Here in DFW, right now, Fort Worth, our hospitals, so this is December of 2020, and our hospitals are reaching maximum capacity. So this is a gym in 1918 that had been converted to a makeshift flu hospital. And people are trying their best to cope. Hopefully it doesn't get that bad for us, but this is how bad things could get. The Spanish flu had people wiped out. This is a dangerous, dangerous place, dangerous time. So these flu and virus pandemics are not uncommon in human history, and we endure them much the same way. So keep faith. We got past the flu. We'll get past COVID-19 as well. But we'll stop there for today. We'll pick up with another lecture next time. Y'all have a great day.